Our restoration comes through our obedience. Change comes through corrective behavior. And if all of us get into the righteous mindset, then restoration comes. People are at the door of their significant change and will lose what the Most High has for them because they've never seen their faith as something to fight for. You and I as the Israelites have to war within yourselves and against your own fleshly lusts. You have to war with worldly temptation. With all the spiritual energy you can muster, war for the kingdom of Yahweh.
We aim and shoot scriptural bullets at demon troops. I'm just spitting truth. Look at yourself if it's staying in you.
Shalom, fam. Shalom. I'd like to start off giving all praises to the Most High Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai in the Spirit. And thanks for joining us again today for another session of study to show thyself approved. And today's title is 1948. Now, I know we got some people probably don't even know what popped off in 1948. Well, I'm here to tell you. The land is called Israel today. That's when the Edomites proclaimed that was their land. And it was granted to them between Europe and the United States. They solidified that as their land. So they think. A lot of people think they the natural Jews. But they tell you they Jewish. That's how you know who they ain't and who they is. It's funny how we got these wars going on now. And so-called United States, your land, and mine as well, where we stay at now, our land of captivity, fighting for the Israelis. They fighting for their big brother. Esau fighting for his big brother Esau, Amalek. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of Edomites over here now who's come into the knowledge, which they already knew, but a lot of them didn't. They just coming aware. And we got some big names we're going to show you here today in the Republican fight, like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? They going to let you know that they know them people over there in our land ain't who they say they is either. My brother, hit me with that first video. Not that one. No, the other video with Tucker Carlson talking to the lady. Yeah.
One of them, Sudan, is a self-described Christian. Paula White is some
You
kind
started at the beginning.
of, I guess. I want to be clear, it doesn't look like Christianity to me, but I'm trying not to judge. But did either one of them explain why a requirement of the Christian faith is supporting the Netanyahu government? Do they explain the theology there? Because I don't understand it.
Yeah, no, they never explained it. They just said, you can't have your theology. You can't believe what you want. You have to submit to ours.
But their theology is that Christians are required as a matter of faith to support the government of Israel?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you have any
Those
idea?
who bless Israel will be blessed. Exactly what Ted told you.
Yeah, I mean, he had no idea where in the Bible it was. Of course, that line is not actually in the Bible. It doesn't say that.
No.
But whatever, the leap between that, whatever that means, does mean something, and the moral, religious requirement to support the government of Israel. I mean, those are just like completely two different things.
No, they don't think they are.
Did Paula White or Dan Patrick explain where you were wrong on doctrine?
No, they just said, I cannot hold firm to replacement theology, which they don't know. Catholics, it's fulfillment theology. We believe that we are the fulfillment. You know, it's not replace. They like to dig us and say, oh, you believe in replacement theology. No. We're the fulfillment. Christ is the fulfillment of Israel.
Well, that's what
so
it
we are the
says
new
in
people
the New
of
Testament.
God. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it says it like on every page.
Yeah.
But they're accusing you of believing in something called replacement theology. For people who don't follow this, and I'm kind of one of them, I don't fully understand what that means. What do they mean by that?
They believe that, so replacement theology, their claim is that the church has replaced Israel. So for 2,000 years, that's what all of the early church fathers have taught, that we are the new Israel, we're the spiritual Semites. They would literally be rolling in their graves if they thought that we were being told that 1948 Israel is some biblical prophecy fulfillment. I mean, that alone is insane. That they think that this political state of Israel that was created in 48, mostly by atheists, is some biblical prophecy being fulfilled. And I mean, you're aware of Darby and Schofield, and so this is the fruit of that. Those rotten.
Is there any other
seeds.
place in America, I mean, in the world rather, where you have a big group of Christians who believe that 1948 Israel is a fulfillment of prophecy?
No. In fact, do you know, Tucker, that I asked my priest, who I had about 6 priests guiding me before this hearing, spiritually advising me before this hearing, because I wanted to make sure. I need to make sure that I know what I'm saying and that it's actually accurate with what the church teaches. And I'll never forget, he's from Spain. God bless him. He's so sweet. And I said, Father, do you know what Zionism is? He looked at me like I was an alien. And he's like, what's Zionism? I couldn't believe it. I said, you realize in America that these people like Paula White, Dan Patrick, Ted Cruz, most of our politicians in government who have power, who are in the White House praying over the president, they're Zionists. They believe that 1948 Israel is a biblical prophecy fulfillment. He looked at me like I was crazy. He said, no.
So, even Louis saw Notre Dame, who they say he is over there. They even know that. Now, you notice that she said they spiritual Semites. Well, they may be Semites, but we Shemites. We Shem. It ain't no such thing as Sem. Well, they simps. That's what I call them. But let's move on. Because those over there, like I say, who say they Israel, they not. And the Bible tells you so. Let me get Revelations chapter 2, verse 8.
Revelation 2 and 8. And unto the angel of the church of Smyrna write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive.
Keep going.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Stop right there. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. That's you, Israel. You rich. Now let's define what rich is to the Most High. We can define this. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, and see what rich is to the Most High.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Special unto himself is what you are, above everybody. Or did it say like everybody?
Above all people upon the face of the earth.
If that ain't rich, I don't know what to tell you. Let's get a little more context on this richness. Let's get the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 4.
The book of Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are the Israelites?
Who are who?
Who are the Israelites?
Well, we know who they talking about. Go ahead.
To whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.
Now, RK just read that to you, but it's so rich, I got to read it again for myself. Let me hit you with it. Who are Israelites? It's telling you who the rich ones are. To whom pertaineth the adoption? Don't get no richer than that. And the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Yahweh, and the promises. It don't get no richer than that. If you got a better way to define that, let me know. Go ahead, read verse Revelation 2:8 again.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 8. And unto the church of Smyrna write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
But are the synagogue of Satan. It say those, the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Hasatan, Satan himself. Let's see some of the words of the Messiah. Because look, don't get it twisted. Esau, that is our brother. But the promise is not for him. There has been a separation. And we're going to get to why that separation is going down. Let's get the book of John chapter 8. Read me verse 19 and then read me verse 31 through 44.
John chapter 8 and verse 19. Then said they unto him, where is thy father? Jesus answered, you neither know me nor my father. If you have known me, you should have known my father also.
You say they don't even know him or his father. I wonder why he say his father. Isn't God everybody's father? Let's see. Let's get verse 31 through 44.
Verse 31. Then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Look here, one of my most favorite scriptures. And ye shall know the truth, if you tuned in, and the truth shall make you free. Go ahead,
Verse 33. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou?
Oh, wait a minute. Don't Amalek say that he the true Jew? But you got some people right here. You got some people right here talking about. You say they say we be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage. You was never in bondage. What you ain't Israel. If you was never in bondage, but go ahead. Let's keep referring to the script.
Then answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we was never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, you should be made free? And Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and you do which you have seen with your father.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, Seth, did he just make a differentiation between whose father, his father, and their father? Does that mean two different people or two different entities?
Con.
Oh, I just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. Go ahead.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This is not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication, for we have one father, even God.
Not Yahweh. Keep going.
Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, you would love me. For I proceed forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my words?
Oh, they don't understand because they can't hear. Why? Because this ain't for them. Keep going.
Verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Whoa, Jack. This is what Yahushua said. He said, your father is the devil. Go ahead.
Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye would do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
Oh.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
He is a liar and the father of it. He got a lot of cats. It is something else. Go to Revelations 3 and 9. Read Revelations 3 and 9 for me.
Revelation 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, to know that I have loved thee.
They say he say, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. This is who so-called planted this flag over there in our land in 1948 with the help of his little brother Esau. That's what Amalek did. They went over there, planted their flag. A lot of people wonder why they always in wars. People of that land know they ain't from there. They know they ain't from there. Go ask any one of the Ishmaelites around, are they the true people of that land? See what they tell you. But we want to get into a lot of people, like I say, they wiggle their way in to our way of life. Let me show you how. Like, you got a lot of people that crept in. They look at the devil, even the devil changed himself into a light of an angel. Give me the book of Jude, chapter 1. Read me verse 1 through 5. Because they creep in, and you may not know.
The book of Jude, chapter 1. Jude, the servant of Jesus Christ, the brother of James, to them that are sanctified by God the Father and preserved in Jesus Christ and called, mercy unto you and peace and love be multiplied. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was delivered unto the saints.
Which once was delivered to the saints. Because it has been taken away from us because we turned away from the Most High. You got others. They know this law. They don't think Esau don't know what this say. He know what it is. He just want to keep fooling you to think he you. We got that though. Keep going out.
For there are certain men crept in unawares.
Wait a minute. Certain men what?
Crept in unawares.
That's what he saw. That's why a lot of people out here thinking he a Jew. He done crept in back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They planted their flag over there in 1948. And a lot of people, oh, they're the Jewish people. Yeah, Jewish, not the Jew. You know what I'm saying? They crept in unaware, keeping Sabbath, you know what I'm saying? Keeping some of the holy days, you know. But they still doing their Edomite thing. Don't be fooled. Keep going out.
Who were before of old ordained to the condemnation, ungodly men.
Ungodly men.
Turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness. And denying the only Lord God and our Lord Jesus Christ.
They don't even believe in the Messiah. They don't even believe in him. Look here. They crept in back in the day. That's why people think they so-called Jew and that's their land. Oh, they've been over there before 1948. Yeah, you got some that been over there. You know what I'm saying? You got some who mixed in. How do we know? Let the scripture tell us so. Let's get the book of Matthew. Give me chapter 2 and verse 1.
Matthew 2 and verse 1. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came
in the days of who?
In the days of Herod the king.
Man, I wonder who is Herod? In the days of Herod the king. Oh, we'll keep reading that verse.
Behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem.
Okay. I want to show you what Herod looked like. A lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? What did Herod, did he look like us? No. But let's get a little explanation on these people. Go ahead, hit me with that video with the the next one with the Tucker Carlson GMS.
Okay, good. He said someone who follows Christ. You talking about the Christ in the Bible?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, what color is that Christ?
No idea.
No idea. So you don't read the Bible?
Yeah, I read the whole thing, actually.
You read the whole Bible?
Yes, I did.
So then you would know the color of Christ.
I don't remember that being mentioned. I may have missed it.
Give me that. Since he missed it, we're going to refresh his memory. Since he read the whole Bible.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot.
That's John the Revelator seeing a vision of the Lord coming down from heaven.
Clothed with the garment down to the foot, and girded about the neck with golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like a fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Now go back to his hair.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
What does it mean by his head and his hair were white like wool? What do you think? Okay, that's that. Well, he had gray hair.
Right, yeah.
You have young people. There's this girl I know who grew up with. At the age of like 23, she got a full head of gray hair,
Yeah, I've
white
seen
hair.
that. It's weird.
That's from peroxide.
Ministry is 30,
Hydrogen peroxide
30 years
coming through your system, like you. That's from peroxide. Okay, that's within your system. So it said he had white hair, but what else did it say?
Like wool.
Like wool. So it's talking about the texture of his hair. Who has woolly hair? You don't know who has woolly hair? Come on. Does this hair look? This is the perfect example. Does this hair look woolly to you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what would you say when you read that all over again? Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Meaning his head and his hairs, the hairs on his face, because they wore beards, because that was pursuant to the law, and the hair on the top of his head was also white and woolly. What people do you know on the planet Earth have woolly hair?
Africans.
Okay, good. So you're saying that the people, the blacks in this country, the so-called Negroes, are you saying that they're Africans?
Descent. No, they're Americans.
But are you saying that the so-called the Negroes, the African Americans,
Right.
all right, are you saying that they descend from Africa?
Yes.
I'm cutting to the chase.
Why am I?
Because you're
Next
an Edomite.
video.
What's your nationality?
Now, the reason I showed this video was because don't get it fooled that Tucker Carlson ain't read the Bible, and he just like the rest of his ancestors think that everybody back in the day was Edomite that was in the Holy Land. Yahweh shine everybody. He think they was all Edomites. He know that they are part of the Herodian dynasty. They look at Tucker Carlson and Candace, or a lot of those Fox News hosts. They went on since then they have been on a rampage to destroy their big brother Amalek. Destroy him how? Destroy him and letting you know that he ain't who he say he is. They ready to get the whitewash up out of there. They know they part of that Herodian dynasty, but let's keep on going about Herod, why I actually played that. Get Luke chapter 3 and verse 19.
Luke chapter 3, verse 19. But Herod the Tetrarch being reproved by him for Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, and for all the evils which Herod had done.
So Herod was part of the Herodian dynasty. Give me Acts chapter 13, verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul.
Which had been brought up with what?
Which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul.
Brought up. When we read in Jude about these evil men that crept in unaware, look here, the Herodian dynasty been running around, crept in. They was brought up with us over there. That's how they knew what our laws and stuff was. That's how they knew what the Sabbath day was. They done took over our identity. That's why they put us up out of there and claimed that they us. So they've been crept in. That's why people think that they the Jews. Oh, they've been over there. You got a couple that's been over there. Yeah, because they've been crept in. Running around talking about that's their land. That's how they know what we know. Some, they know some of what we know. I'm gonna put it that way. They don't know all. They don't know the true meaning of these scriptures, but they know what the scriptures say. They was brought up with us. Not only that, we got a lot of our own brothers who turned their backs on us and went to teach them our culture. Let's get some scriptures. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. Read me verse 41 through 43.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to the whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. They took over. That all should be what?
That they all should be one people.
Okay. All should be one people. So they want to bring us all in as the same. If you don't do what they say, see, the Edomites, they've been playing this game a long time. They want you to think, oh, we all the same. No, we ain't. Remember Deuteronomy 7:6. We special unto the Most High. We above everybody. We not the same. Keep reading out.
And everyone should leave his laws.
Oh, leave your law. And instead, worship on Sunday. See, now we had Amalek doing this thing, but Esau came in with his thing as well, because Esau and Amalek, they don't always agree with each other. Amalek is on top. He's the top of the mind. Esau, little brother. He the little one. They got us up under that Christianity bull crap. You know what I'm saying? That's why they made sure that they took your laws away. You understand what I'm saying? Telling you we all the same. Keep reading out.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Oh, wait a minute now. Many of also the Israelites did what?
Consent to his religion.
Man, consented to his religion. Let's see it, an Israelite who did so. Let's get the book of 2 Maccabees and give me chapter 1, verse 7. We're going to start off with that.
2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. What time as Demetrius reigned in the 169th year, we the Jews wrote unto you in the extremity of trouble that came upon us in those years, from the time that Jason and his company revolted from the Holy Land in the kingdom.
The time that Jason and his company revolted from the Holy Land and kingdom. We want to know who Jason is. Remember, we just read in the other script in the first Maccabees where it says some of the Israelites, many of the Israelites consented to his religion. And I told you, we got some of our own brothers to help us do just that. Let's see who Jason is. Go to 2 Maccabees chapter 4 and read me verse 7 through 13.
2 Maccabees chapter 4 and 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
Jason, the brother Onias, labored underhand to be high priest. Onias and Jason was Israelites. But it said Jason, the brother of Onias, he labored underhand to be high priest. I mean, he did some trickery. Got something up his sleeve. Keep reading out.
Promising unto the king by
promising unto who?
Unto the king.
The king wasn't no Israelite. Go ahead.
By intercession, 360 talents of silver, and another revenue 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up in a place of exercise, and for the training of the youth in fashions of the heathen.
In fashions of who?
Of the heathen.
Want you to be just like them. Remember, they said they want us all to be one. Keep going out.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
Wait a minute. And instead of calling me Yelling Yah, they want to call me by my slave name. And you as well. Keep going out.
Which when the king had granted, and he have gotten into his hand to rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion.
Once Jason became the priest, he brought the rest of his Israelite brothers and sisters down the Greekish fashion. Won't be just like the Greek. Wanted to be just like Esau. Our own people. These niggas doing that. They doing that heavily right now today. At the SHIT house. Excuse me, at the church house. Jason still rolling. That spirit of Jason still rolling right now. I call him Reverend Pork Chop. You know what I'm saying? Or Pastor Simon. That's Jason. Still doing his thing. Keep going out.
And the royal privilege granted a special favor to the Jews by means of John, the father of Eurypylus, who went to ambassador to Rome for enmity and aid. He took away and put it down the governments which was according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
And made them wear a hat. I wonder what hat he talking about. Could it be that little bitty hat that Esau over there wearing? The Amalek, Esau's big brother, that Amalek over there wearing on his head? That little hat? What is that what they talking about? Keep going out.
Now such was the height of Greek fashion, and increased heathenism manners. Therefore, the exceeded profaneness of Jason, the ungodly wretch, no high priest.
Jason is an ungodly wretch. He ain't no high priest of the Most High. That nigga turned our people to Esau's ways, took away our laws, took all that away from us. Let's go back to, a matter of fact, give me that video because I want you to see. You got a lot, and this is why you got a lot of Amalekites running around here now talking about they love using this word anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic. I'm Shem. We Shemitic. You can call it what you want. That we know you ain't Shem. You make your little words up, Semitic. But that's all right. Got something. Look here. Here go one of the top Republicans. I thought she's probably gonna run for president one day. They against her now though. But she still got a lot of say-so in the Republican world. Listen to Candace Owens.
Anti-Semitism is a hate against their religion. By the time you get to the 18th and 20th centuries, when so many Jews have assimilated, they are in culture, they are in arts, they're in science, it's no longer against them for their religion, it's against them for their race. Because anti-Semitism is the oldest hate in the world, and the hate that mutates.
You said it's a hate that mutates.
Correct.
So your belief then is that the definition of anti-Semitism can necessarily change. Is that correct?
It's not just my belief. It is the commonly accepted understanding in both the Jewish and academic worlds.
I mean, anti-Semitic statements are never good for anybody, right? It's kind of like being anti-Black.
But, it's really interesting. I didn't realize that I could be considered anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism. Look at this. The definition says, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially, but not exclusively. This sounds like a unethical Bible. All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type of wording that's in the contracts, right?
Indeed.
Okay, it says, such as, especially, but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
Isn't that what you said? That Jews run everything?
Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic.
Right.
So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, you know, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a
Do you regret your statements? What statements you think you should be walking back? I mean, considering...
What do you mean walking back?
Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, you know, vilified. You know, I mean, you might think you're right, but I think, you know, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said.
Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google, what else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Touchstone.
They stuck together when they heard what you said. Was that what happened?
You said it's a hate that mutates.
Correct.
So your belief then is that the definition of anti-Semitism can necessarily change. Is that correct?
It's not just my belief. It is the commonly accepted understanding in both the Jewish and academic worlds.
To all my Jewish friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters, stand tall. Stand tall. Do not let this fear, this sadness, this anxiety, and this dread overwhelm you. Draw strength from your family, from your friends, from your ancestors, and the worldwide bond that we share that has always put the battery in your back. We're used to being looked at as different because that's what we are. We are different, and that's a good thing. I know that Jews are looked at as weak, but we're stronger than you can imagine. That's why you hurl propaganda visual that we control all the money, we control the media, because it's plausible. It's plausible because we're just that good. Smart, compassionate, moral, and strong people. And we need to stand taller than ever against all those sick, dumb, uneducated black tar in their blood who hate Jews because they ain't. You hate us because you ain't us.
You said it's a hate that mutates.
Correct.
So your belief then is that the definition of anti-Semitism can necessarily change. Is that correct?
It's not just my belief. It is the commonly accepted understanding in both the Jewish and academic worlds.
Okay.
This isn't, okay? As I said, that's why I quoted, this is a quote. It's a great thing from Lord Sachs, Jonathan Sachs. It's a great thing from Niall Leckett. This is just accepted as the understanding of, a cultural anthropologist.
So I would just say off the bat, I do not accept that definitions can just mutate. That is something that I could debate that on, like the definition of a woman. I mean, and I'm saying not just about Jewish people. I think that we have to have a concrete definition to work with, because then you can just update and say, actually, I've changed that, and now this is what constitutes anti-Semitism.
But Candace, that is the horror of anti-Semitism. So what you are saying to me is that anti-Semitism is this and does not change. What I am saying to you is that the entire world and scholars about anti-Semitism recognize that it is a unique hate. That if you define it as that Jews should not be able to exist collectively, okay, as a collective, they shouldn't have that right. That changes from the Middle Ages with religion, the 18th through 20th centuries about race, and then after Israel's created, it's a hatred based on the nation. And until that is understood, that it is, this isn't something that's really questioned about among academics, theologians, Jewish scholars. I'm not presenting it. This is why I thought I'm so optimistic about a dialogue. But I think part of it is you view that the hate can't mutate. And what I'm trying to tell you is that we have 2,000 years of history that demonstrate the exact opposite.
So, and I'm going to just push back just gently here. For me personally, if I thought that racism could just be an ever-shifting definition based on the experience of Black people, it would be a remarkable power, and I would be able to create something like BLM, which could say that everything was racist. So I am not going to be able to agree that definition should be able to transform according to what's happening during the day. But here's what I will say. If you could, just because I think it's really important for us to get to going through this article.
So here it is, you have one of the top Jewish rabbis talking about anti-Semitism changes over time. It mutates. How many definitions you know mutate? She just broke it down. That was the case. I could say everything racist. It happened with us. Everything racist. Whatever you do, you ain't us. Whatever you do, you racist. Why? Oh, because it mutates. Get the hell out of here. The Herodian dynasty, Herod and his crew. Once they crept in, unaware, planted their flag, his ancestors, his brothers, planted their flag in 48, said that's their land. Now everything is anti-Semitic against them, saying that it ain't. So now the Semites, which don't even exist, we Shemites. They tell you, oh, well, if you say that this is not our land, you're anti-Semitic. If you say that we run everything, you're anti-Semitic. No, in all actuality, if you even look the definition up of Semitic, it says it's a dark race of people. So you know that ain't them because they ain't dark, they red. It's all part of the game. You got Amalek's little brother telling you we all the same. His big brother, Amalek, telling you they the special chosen when they not. He telling you this land that we set up over here in 1948. Wait a minute, y'all ain't even from y'all from Europe. Some of you were killed by your brother in Europe, Hitler. Then once the other brothers, your little brothers, Esau and the crew over here in America, and some of your European brothers came together, got rid of the Hitler regime. I said, let's find a place to put our brothers in and say that they're special. They gave them an option. They say either you can go to, I believe it was Sudan. I got to research that again, but I believe it was Sudan, or you can go over here to Palestine and we can say that's your land and that you've been there forever. If they didn't run everything, they would have been able to do that. They wouldn't have a lot of you still thinking, oh, that is their land. But we got to keep referring to the script. Let's get back to 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 45 through 49.
Okay. 1 Maccabees 1 and 45. And for being burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offering in the temple, and they should profane the Sabbath and feast and festival days.
Man, whoa. So this is Amalek's little brother. This is how they got it going on. They got you profaning the Sabbaths, festival days, all that. Keep going out.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
They done polluted the sanctuary and the holy people. The Most High Yahweh's chosen. How they pollute you? By getting you to follow right after them. But you did that on your own. The Most High just gave them the power to do so and let you be fooled into doing it. Keep going out.
Set up altars and groves and chapel of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Woo! Got my people eating all kind of garbage. Swine's flesh. You know, that's an Esau special right there. That swine. And he got you cooking it every which way you can. Keep going out.
That they should leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profanation.
Keep going.
And to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
Read that again.
And to the end they might forget the law and change all ordinances.
That goes back to when they said we all should be one. So you can forget your law, which the Most High gave you, and change the ordinances which the Most High gave you. And do what? Go to church, the SHIT house. I'll read me verse 56 to 58, that same book.
Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law.
Oh, because they started tearing the scripts up because they didn't want you to know what this script really said. Go ahead. They started taking the apocrypha and everything out. Go ahead.
And when they had rent the pieces of the book of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any of the book of the testament or any commitment to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put him to death.
If they knew that you consented to that book and you still was keeping that law, they killed you because they wanted us all to be one. Esau wanted you to be one. Amalek wanted to be on top because he wanted to be you. Go ahead.
Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month.
Every month. That's what they did. Let's talk more about Amalek. Give me Genesis chapter 36, verse 12.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 12. And Tina was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bore Eliphaz Amalek. These was the son of Adiah, Esau's wife.
So we know that Amalek come from Esau. Go ahead. No, forgive me. Go to Numbers 24 and 20.
Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be to perish forever.
Amalek was the first, the oldest. Amalek was top dog in Esau's world. He top dog in Esau's world. Amalek, he did something he wasn't supposed to do. This is why Amalek ain't going to the kingdom. Give me the book of Obadiah. Read me verse 1. Because we want to see about Amalek, what the Most High say about him, and why they going to be in a position, why they going to perish at the end. Go ahead.
Obadiah chapter 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus say the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Edom.
Which is Amalek, Esau, the whole crew. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Read me verse 6 to 14, because we want to see the things that Amalek has did and why he's not going to make it to the kingdom. One of the reasons why he's not going to make it to the kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 6. How are these things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
None. Go ahead.
Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out the mouth of Esau?
All their understanding gonna flourish away. Go ahead.
And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Some of the Edomites gonna die.
To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
That's not True Nation's word. That's the word of the Most High Yahweh. All of them out of there. Go ahead. Let's see why. Let's see why they're going to be, because it got to be a reason for it. Most High don't just do nothing because he just said, oh, that's what he going to give. You messed up. So let's see why they all going to be cut off the slaughter. Go ahead.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Wait a minute. For why?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
They going to be killed forever because of what they did to us. Let's see what it is they did to us. Go ahead.
In the day thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and the foreigners into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast with one of them. But thou shalt not have looked in the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should have thou spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou should have not entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity.
He said, you shouldn't have entered into the gates of his people. Go ahead.
Thou shalt have not entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shalt have not looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
This is why they're going to be cut off ever. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. He just told you why Esau out of there, Amalek and the rest of them. He just gave you the reason why they're going to be cut off. Because what they did to us, that's the reason why they're going to be cut off. Go ahead. Deuteronomy 25, verse 17.
Deuteronomy 25, verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye will come forth out of Egypt.
Remember what Amalek did. He just told you what he did. He cut you off. Go ahead. Salaki. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 15 and read me verse 2 through 9.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 2. Thus say the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up out from Egypt. Now go and smack Amalek with utter destruction, all that they have, and spare them not.
And wait a minute. This is what the brother was supposed to do, but he didn't. He said, spare them not. The Most High, they told him to kill all the Amalekites. Kill them, but they didn't. That's why they still running around now. Keep going.
But slay both man and women, infant and sucking, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Talam, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to the city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go, depart, get ye down from among the Amaleks, lest I destroy you with them. For ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amaleks.
The Amalekites.
Sorry. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he told to slaughter all of them?
Okay.
That's what he was told, but he didn't. Wonder why they still running around now. Keep going out.
And utterly destroy all the people with the edge of the sword.
He said destroy them all, but he didn't. He took him captive. Go ahead, out.
But Saul and the people spared Agag. And
they spared. Did the Most High tell them to spare everybody, or did he tell them to kill everybody?
Told them to kill everybody.
That's why they still running around now. Keep going out.
But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and the oxen and all the fatling and the lambs and all that was good. It will not utterly destroy them. But everything was vile and refused, they destroyed utterly.
Boy, I tell you, my people we got a problem with listening. But a lot of times we forget things. You know what I'm saying? We forget who we are, but we coming into that light of who we are now. A lot of us know now we out here waking our brothers and sisters up. It was prophesied, it was told that we would forget. How do I know? Because the scripture tells me so. Let's get the book of Jeremiah chapter 11 and read me verse 17 through 19.
The book of Jeremiah 11 and 17. For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offer incense unto Baal.
We forgot because we did this to ourselves. So the Most High took that away from us. This is how we forgot. But keep going out.
And the Lord had given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Then thou showest me their doing. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought up to slaughter. And I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree which the fruit thereof.
We are the fruit. Go ahead.
And let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name be no more remembered.
That our name be no more remembered. Instead of being called Israel, you are now be called nigga. You are now called spick. You are now called Mexican, Latino, Black, African American, and everything else. But guess what? We have been given knowledge again. We know who we are. We are here teaching our brothers and sisters exactly who we are. We are here teaching our brothers and sisters that land that they took of ours and said it's theirs, in which they planted their flag in 1948, they ain't who they say they is. And that's why they over there going through what they're going through now. Right now. And even they own what you have heard. Esau, Amalek's own brother Esau, is telling the world that he ain't who he say he is. And in that land that they have taken over and planted their flag in once again in 1948, it ain't theirs. All right. Get into the script, get into your history. You'll see that this word is true. With that being said, that concludes our lesson of the day. Shalom, fam.
Yourself when the lies and the doctrine you clinging to. Repenting mean the path that you walk and you see it through. That mean you gotta switch up your people leaving the crew. That mean you gotta watch what you say and watch what you do. But until you see the truth, you just looking around for a clue. And it's easy to find evil, cause evil looking for you. Bishop got us militant, keep us ready like Minutemen. Demons in the sleep of Yahweh coming to finish them. Gotta love my features, no difference between our images. Wisdom getting deeper, I'm prophesying to many men. Keep it real, study the word, showing yourself approved. Faith without works is a body, gotta make different moves. I never be perfect, still shooting to fit the biggest shoes. Watching what I eat, son, to eat them, weaponizing the food. We had to fight and sacrifice to get to this point. Follow the laws of the Torah, you can't do what you want. War times, I'm on the line, you could catch me up front. Reading out my 1611, got my Glock in the trunk. Some people don't understand, still it's a hole in their body. Some people never gonna see that it's the devil that got them. You casting spells on yourself, you saying that you got problems. Meditate day and night, but I still get it poppin'.